For this Photoshop task, I'm going to show you how to color in or pattern in this shoe outline with patterns and colors. For this video, I'm inspired and linking it to the Ferrari logo, which has yellow, red, green, white, and black. And also the logo itself is of a horse, and I've got that text, and you can see that incorporated. This is just a regular outline drawing, and all of these patterns, if I turn them off, you can sort of see how it's built. And there ends up being lots of layers. But the top layer is just the outline itself, which is separate to that. So how we end up doing this is, first of all, we need an outline of a shoe, any shoe that you want. And I'm going to open up an outline. So this is the one I'm going to show you. First thing we want to do is just check the image size to make sure it's not too small or too big. The resolution is high, which is good. It's quite small. It's 13 centimeters wide. An A4 document is 29 centimeters, so I'm just going to make it 29 and go OK. Control minus to zoom out. Now to prepare this, we need to do a few steps. You need to have your layers. If you don't have your layers visible, just go to Window, L for Layers. You also need to have your tools. This is pretty much the only two things we're going to use at the moment. Your tools and your layers. Instead of being a background, we need to unlock it just by clicking the lock button. It is now it's not locked anymore. We need to change it from normal to multiply, and now we're going to lock it again. This is to make sure we don't accidentally color it in. We don't want to color this in at all. We're going to color and pattern behind it. So now that that is a layer, it's on multiply and it's locked, we're going to add layers. And any other layers of patterns or colors that we design are going to be underneath the shoe layer. So layer 0 or the shoe layer has to be at the top at all times. Just to show you what effect it has, is that if I choose a blue color or a blue pattern, it's going to be underneath. Now, at the moment, mine is quite laggy. It's because it's pixelation is too high. So we're going to go image, image size. I'm going to take it down from 300 to 150, just so it's quicker. Control plus to zoom back up. Now my coloring in has been on the layer underneath the shoe, so if I want to erase it, I can. But it was supposed to be blue, and the reason that it's not blue, and it might happen to you, is that this color mode of this document that I've downloaded is in grayscale. So if this happens to you, go to Image, Mode, see it's on grayscale, RGB, don't merge, and now when I go to my paintbrush, it should be, see layer 1, layer 0, you can't paint on layer 0. But layer 1, there you go. However, we're not coloring in, we're adding pattern. So if I go, obviously you have to have a logo. So if I pretend my logo is IKEA, IKEA logo, copy, Control V to paste, Control T. Now I'm going to have this off to the side just to help me be inspired, but Control V again. I could also Control T. Control T helps you to transform it. So if you right click on it, you can scale, rotate, skew, distort, perspective, warp, rotate, flip, horizontal or vertical as well. So I can decide, do if I want to have this IKEA somewhere to incorporate the logo, I could have it in the tick there, or I could have it somewhere else. I'll leave that for later. I'm just going to show you a bit with a pattern. So if I go up blue pattern, and it doesn't actually have to be blue because you can change it in Photoshop anyway to any color that you want. So let's just say I use this pattern. Right click, copy, Control V, and then I decide where I want it to be. Now it's not quite the right color, is it, for IKEA? So if I go Control U, I can change the hue to be the right color. Control plus. Now I'm deciding where I want this to be exactly by erasing where it's not going to be. So I'm going to turn the opacity down just a little bit. And my paintbrush, I'm going to change my paintbrush to be a hard paintbrush and to be smaller. On your keyboard, the brackets next to the P are also a shortcut to make it bigger or smaller. Now I'm not going to be as careful as how you should be because I'm in a bit of a hurry to show you. But this is where I want it to be. The edge, I'm using my stylus. To erase the area that I'm not interested in. The pattern needs to just be in that one spot. So there you go. Now it's automatically on a separate layer to my IKEA anyway. So when you copy and paste things in, just make sure you've selected the correct layer to erase, and you're not going to accidentally erase anything else because they will be on separate layers. Now you do need to be careful when you erase to get a sharp effect so it's not all sloppy. I'm not showing you the best example of that, but you should be doing it carefully. And see, I haven't quite got the end there, so I'll use the eyedropper tool, eyedrop purple, blue color, make my brush smaller and just color it in. Again, go out of bounds, erase it. So all I would need to do is just keep on adding patterns in until I get a cool finished product. Control U, I just need to make that blue, I think, a little more. Yeah, that's better. Also, you've got image adjustments, brightness, contrast. And you can play around with the colors until you get the right thing. There you go, that's how you do it.